It seemed that she sensed the atmosphere was a bit awkward. Yoon then walked aside to wash the towels. Unexpectedly, the paralyzed teacher Park suddenly slid into the bathtub. She desperately shouted for help. But Yoon remained indifferent. It was Mize who heard the cries for help. She rushed over just in time to rescue the teacher. Shortly after, Yoon, who was kicked out of the bathroom by Mize, was about to return to her room to rest. But then she suddenly noticed that the blanket was slightly bulging. Yoon thought it was her husband playing a prank on her. So she immediately lifted the blanket. She found that there was only a pillow and a rabbit mask inside. Just as Yoon was feeling puzzled, not noticing at all, a hand suddenly reached out from under the bed. When Yoon opened her eyes again, actually found himself tied up, and her husband, who had been tortured into a grotesque form, right in front of her at that moment. Immediately after, the masked man used the stapler in his hand. He forcibly nailed her eyelids to her eye sockets. This way, she could see her husband all the time. By the time it was deep night, Dabon's old injury on his right leg flared up, causing unbearable pain. He can only rely on alcohol to numb himself. But alcohol gives courage to the cowardly. In the end, he couldn't hold back and sought revenge against Teacher Park. It turns out that the reason Dabon was punished to squat for an entire day back then was, it's just because he didn't achieve a good ranking in the competition, and Teacher Park's punishment for him. But it ruined his career. The angrier Dabon became, the more he was ready to take revenge on Teacher Park. He suddenly saw a shadow flash outside the window.